Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, thumbs up, notification bell, share, please. Please go to the Patreon and become a patron. And then go email me. And then follow me on social media. And then buy a t-shirt, please. Thank you. This is Leo's horoscope and tarot reading for February 2020. When the great communicator Mercury moves out of eccentric Aquarius and into shy Pisces on February 3rd, you notice subtle changes in the way you talk to people. You don't usually have a problem finding ways to break the ice with strangers, but now you're more reserved and quieter. This can work to your advantage, Leo, since you can usually find a way to work most every angle. The emotional moon spends time in your dramatic sign on the 7th and 8th, so you'll have no problem telling people how you feel about everything. You're an open book now, and you love to get attention by any means necessary. You aren't above exaggerating the details of a story to get a better response or more applause. A stern Capricorn moon arrives on February 18th, urging you to think about the future and put your priorities in order. Caution is one of the key words of this lunation, especially if you have professional goals in mind. Anything you start incorrectly now will only compound issues later. Power and control issues surface during the Venus-Pluto square on the 28th. But try to remember the lesson about forgiveness you learned earlier in the month. Avoid manipulative behavior and don't accept it from anyone else. Passive-aggressive behavior solves nothing. Alright. Current situation for Leo in February of 2020. King of Wands. So the King of Wands is a Sagittarius card for me. But you're a Leo. But you're both fire signs. King of Wands is creative, inspiring, forceful, charismatic, bold. Personality of the King of Wands is a combination of the positive fire energy of the wand suit and an active outward focus of a king. He is creative and never settles for old, tired approaches. He trusts his originality and allows his inspirations to take form. He's enthusiastic. He steps forward and takes the lead if the opportunity presents itself. Others follow when he shows them the way with confidence. He's forceful in pursuing his goals. He's not a quiet, passive observer unless that suits his purposes. He jumps in and creates results. He's dramatic and exciting. This king is never a wallflower, more often the center of attention. He's bold and daring. He avoids the safe, easy route because he has the energy and assurance to take risks and win. The King of Wands has the courage of his convictions and always believes in himself. So that's where your current position is. What are the helpful or challenging energies for Leo in February of 2020? The World in reverse. So in reverse means you only get half the effect of the card for helpful or challenging energies. Alright, so the World in reverse. Remember, you only get half the effect from the card, but I'm about to list a bunch of phrases, and they're either going to be challenging or helpful for you, depending on your situation. integrating, experiencing wholeness, bringing parts together, achieving dynamic balance, combining, creating synthesis, joining together, working in unison, being involved, contributing, healing, rendering a service, using a gift or talent, sharing what you have, giving of yourself, feeling engaged, being active, accomplishing, realizing your goals, prospering, achieving your heart's desire, seeing dreams come true, flourishing, finding a beautiful solution, feeling fulfilled, savoring the present, taking pleasure in life, enjoying peace of mind, getting satisfaction, finding contentment, counting your blessings. So any of those could be challenging or helpful. Just take everything I said into consideration and apply it to your life and your situation, because not everybody's going to be dealing with the same stuff, but these are either helpful or challenging, depending on you. So if you want a one-on-one reading, email me and we'll talk. Alright, what's past issues the basis of the situation for Leo in February of 2020? Two of Wands. So, Two of Wands is in your subconscious, or the basis of the situation and past issues. So, there may be two different things that you're not considering, or you are considering or having a hard time for. Having moved forward from the energy and ideas that well, I'm going to move on from that. The Two of Wands shows that the initial stages have progressed to get the project off the ground. While the Ace is a wonderful card in theory, it cannot become significant if the energy is not manifested into reality. As with all new ventures, you need to focus on your future plans and put in the required amount of effort to succeed, but the presence of this card shows that the potentiality exists. The energy of the two may also indicate partnership, collaborations, or negotiations with others may be significant to your project. So these are worthy of consideration. The Two of Wands is a positive card that shows you moving in the direction of your goals and ambitions. So this is the subconscious, though. Let's go ahead and continue. When I get to the crowning thoughts, maybe we'll figure out more about that. Immediate past. What is behind you, Leo, for February in 2020? Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords represents Gemini for me. So you may have a Gemini in your past, or you may have Gemini in your astrology chart, in the planetary chart, that was being affected in the immediate past. Knight of Swords is the quickest knight, swift, forceful, possibly. I'm going to pull up some key words here for the Knight of Swords. So knights have dual meanings. They could be positive or negative, or challenging or helpful, direct or blunt, authoritative or overbearing, incisive or cutting, knowledgeable or opinionated, logical or unfeeling. So this is what you went through in February, I'm assuming. Those kind of energies. What are the crowning thoughts for Leo? Your thoughts regarding the situation in February of 2020? The Hierophant. So the Hierophant has to do with belief systems, education, conformity, group identification, but it's your conscious level, and then your subconscious was the Two of Wands. So we're coming back again here. Maybe you're coming with there's new information coming up that's like challenging your belief systems, or your belief systems need to be challenged because there's maybe possibly something not being considered to evolve your belief system. It could be also having to deal with your society or community. Is this good for me? Should I find a different group of friends? Is it greener on the other side? And just read these words to you. Getting an education, pursuing knowledge, becoming informed, increasing understanding, studying and learning, seeking a deeper meaning, finding out more. Conforming, following the rules, taking an orthodox approach, staying with conventional bounds, adapting to the system, fitting in, going along with the program, doing what's expected, being part of the establishment. So that's what's on your mind. Having a belief system, sharing a cultural heritage, learning a religious tradition, honoring ritual and ceremony, identifying a worldview, following a discipline, knowing where to put your faith, identifying with a group, being committed to a cause, devoting energy to a group, joining an organization, working as part of a team, feeling loyal to others, being in an institutional setting. So, I mean, your subconscious is telling you, giving you some doubt about those things, but that's what's on your mind in February. Maybe it's about work, where you work. Let's move on. What's the immediate future? What is about to happen for Leo in February of 2020? The moon. So the moon in your immediate future. Keywords for the moon: fear, illusion, imagination, bewilderment. And then the moon represents illusionary situations, possible deceptions and feelings of uncertainty. Emotions are highly charged and fluctuating, like a pendulum swinging back and forth. Due to the mystical association of the moon, it can also show our dreams becoming more vivid as the subconscious reveals itself to us. Two of Wands. Feelings of intuition and gut instincts are heightened. When this card is present, it also warns that it's important not to jump to conclusions, for the light of the moon can create illusions, shapes, in the shadows that are not what they seem. There is usually far more to a situation than first meets the eye, and it would be wise to be watchful, but not to act in haste, taking time until the situation has revealed itself more clearly. So, what's coming to mind right now is, like, if you're really stuck on your religion, this is just an example. Doesn't really mean anything specific to a person, but if you're stuck on a religion and you're being challenged on your faith, and you want to be like, nope, I believe in what I want to believe. That's part of it. Don't jump to that conclusion. Don't wait till things play out a little bit. Wait until March and see what how you feel then. I mean, your subconscious is telling you something. Because your subconscious is the connection to the universal knowledge. And then you have the world challenging you or helping you. So, and then your immediate past Knight of Swords may have affected you in a way to where you're like, what's really going on? It's not, things aren't like I thought they were. It was just, January was quick. It was like you weren't allowed to take a moment to relax or smell the roses, as they say. And then the Hierophant, what's on your mind, has to do with work or faith or societies or community or your family or teams or groups or I mean, it might be what's going on in the world that's really affecting you too. Maybe you believe it's the end times and you're worried about it. I don't know. Let's move on. Your fears, emotional concerns regarding the situation for Leo in February of 2020. Page of Pentacles. So, Page of Pentacles, your fears, emotional concerns regarding the situation. I think this goes back to the Hierophant and your subconscious here, obviously, because it's mental position. But keywords is have an effect, be practical, be prosperous, be trusting, being trustworthy. I think you're worried that are you being trustworthy? Are you being practical? Do you have an effect? Are you being prosperous? Are you prosperous? Another thing that could be is financial or academic. I mean, Hierophant has to do with education. Let's move on. Environmental factors. How others see you, Leo, in February of 2020. Knight of Pentacles. That's a Taurus. Knight of Pentacles is a Taurus for me. So I said before, Knights always have two sides that could be positive or negative, but generally, everyone's pleased to see you. Or when they see you, they're happy that you're there. It's like you tend to be the answers that they're looking for, or you take care of the situations, or you do all the work, or maybe, or you have all the money, or you're full of love, or it's generally a Leo's issue is the fact that they're a leader and that they tend to be a good leader, and people are like, oh, thank God you're here, knight in shining armor. So here's some key words for helpful or challenging or negative or positive. Unwavering, stubborn, cautious, unadventurous, thorough, obsessive, realistic, pessimistic, hardworking, grinding. So they either see you in positive or they see you in a negative aspect. So they may see you as stubborn, unadventurous, obsessive, pessimistic, and grinding. Or unwavering, cautious, thorough, realistic, hardworking, or a mixture of things. Your hopes, what you really wish for, Leo, in February of 2020. Five of Cups. Alright, so the Five of Cups, if you see this is a guy praying and there's cups spilled, fall, and then two behind him standing up. Cups are emotions. And it's your hopes and prayers. So, I mean, the Five of Cups can represent loss, bereavement, regret. It's like repenting for your sins, is what I'm sensing. Like you feel maybe you hope your personal hopes and prayers with your community and your social or your work or your education are answered. But the moon here in the immediate future. Let's see what the outcome is. What's the outcome answer to your questions, Leo, in February of 2020? Well, the Eight of Wands wanted to show its face, which is a sudden. It's like good news that came all of a sudden. So you want some good news quickly. Being a little impatient, possibly. I don't know. Let's see. What is the outcome for Leo in February of 2020? Let's do that again. The Empress. The Empress is all about nature, harmony. So, and then also it's about divine feminine. So if you're looking for a good relationship, it might be coming. But I don't see anything specific letting me know what kind of sign it is. I mean, you have Taurus and Gemini showing up, but they're not in good position cards for that to really be the signifying signs. But the Empress is, all about bringing up good things, birth, childbirth, new beginning, fresh, clean start. I mean, your hopes and wishes were, kind of that being forgiven. So I think your prayers are going to get answered with the Empress, with the new beginning. But during February, you're going to be dealing with the moon, illusions, your own personal fears or doubts that may come up from the societies you're in, or communities, or groups you're in. I mean, Ace of Wands just popped out. It has to do with passion and adventure and new beginning. Let's see, let's move on. What is additional clues and guidance about the reading for Leo in February of 2020? Wheel of Fortune. Six of Pentacles. Strength. Eight of Swords. So additional clues, Eight of Swords right here. Not being afraid of what you don't understand or are not aware of. being in your own bondage from it, your hands are tied up, but they can go up and remove the blindfold so you can see where you're going. You got strength. Things are gonna, compassion. Taming the beast. Maybe that's also tying into this. You're trying to tame your own beast. You're afraid of what you're capable of doing. So the Six of Pentacles has to do with the balance of wealth. Are you getting enough? Are you giving enough? Are you being taken advantage of? Are you taking advantage of someone? And the Wheel of Fortune is about destiny and being on the right path. So everything that you're going through is part of the process of your own personal growth. Getting things taken care of and done. Don't look at this as being a lasting situation. This is all temporary. Whenever you're dealing with hardship, like if you're out in the cold and you have to walk a couple miles, it's temporary. It's only a couple miles. It sucks. It's freezing outside. It's cold. It's depressing. But it's temporary. Remember, the horoscope did say, where was it? On the 28th, try to remember the lessons about forgiveness you learned earlier in the month. Avoid manipulative behavior and don't accept it from anyone else. Passive-aggressive behavior solves nothing. So power and control issues surface during the Venus-Pluto square on the 28th. That was the Strength card and the Eight of Swords there. Urging you to think about the future and put your priorities in order. Caution is one of the key words of this lunation, especially if you have personal goals in mind. Anything you start incorrectly now will only compound issues later. So, do due diligence. Double check, triple check. You might be exaggerating the details of a story to get a better response and more applause. But it also could be an illusion. The moon, the immediate future. You're an open book and you love to get attention by any means necessary. And it doesn't bother people about you. They know you're a good hard worker, or you're a valuable part of the team or the community or society. So ultimately, don't let it get to you next month. Just know that it's temporary. And you'll make it through to the other side with the Empress. You got the Hierophant, and you're thinking like the Hierophant. And your subconscious is like, hey, you got passion. You got to make a decision. You can't be stuck in this fork in the road. The world is helping you, but also challenging you. And you are a great king. King of Wands, even though it's a Sagittarius card. King of Wands is an amazing, passionate, adventurous person. No, I don't really see any other signs that's standing out. People like to reference the Strength as Leo. It's fine, you're Leo. Or the Hierophant as one sign, and the Empress is... I don't do that. I keep mine with the actual identifying, like knights. And the pages just, to me, represent a young person of that sign. Like Pentacles are Earth, so a young person of Earth. Maybe you have Earth in your astrology, and when you were younger, that tended to come out more. Like maybe you have Taurus or Capricorn or Virgo in astrology, and that came out more when you were younger, and so you're kind of afraid of that coming out again. But go ahead and go over to part 2. I always make 2 parts for the monthly readings for each sign. Go to part 2, and I'll get into more in depth of each card and why they're there. I'll pull out from an Epic Tarot deck and ask it why each card is there specifically. And I also do Sacred Readings card for the fan, which is the clues and guidance about your reading.